fantastic day.
It's been a good weekend.
It's been a fantastic weekend.
It's been a great weekend.
And you know what? We had an amazing time all weekend.
I mean,
Dan's
been a champ, casting out there. I'll give him another shout out. He's probably sleeping, so he's not even hearing it. But
yeah, big props to Dan, Chowster, all of Dignitas for coming by yesterday, and especially thank all of you at home watching these matches, and we hope that you can come join us as well for IPL 4 if you're in the neighborhood. Tickets. We got the addresses. Tickets.ign.com.
Yeah, tickets.ign.com, and it is a $50,000 tournament, $25,000 first prize. We do have prizes going all the way down the pool.
Yep.
So everyone who comes is, taking home a little bit of something. So it should be exciting. Looking at this game, the one concern that I have, with I don't know what Against All Authority is trying to do, picking people off with Malzahar and with Warwick, also Udyr, of course, is Ryze is going to naturally build tanky and naturally build a Banshees. I mean, that's, it's in his core item build, and the Banshees will kind of prevent Malzahar from bursting him down early on, so it might be very difficult for him to pick up early kills. Malzahar might be forced to roam into other lanes, but if they can play defensively enough, maybe he'll miss out on farm. I don't know. It should be interesting to see. Later in the game, the silence from Malzahar is very good at picking off Banshees because it has an excellent range, and we actually have v8 coming down here to steal the Wraiths and the Wolves as well. Against All Authority did see them, so they did back off. But that will set Udyr a little bit behind, though he's generally a pretty comfortable jungler regardless.
Yep. And also, I also want to make note of the one ward that Against All Authority has actually made by mid in the river in the bush. Like, they're very wise to know that, how v8 is doing these level 1 teamfights, how they're doing their invades. So, they've warded out the bush, expecting them to make the approach in on red, but they actually decided to go in on blue this time. But last game, game 1, they actually knew where they were coming in for the invade.
Yeah, and Malzahar should generally be pretty safe because Shyvana is not the most aggressive jungler, but the concern is that Ryze is an extremely aggressive champion mid, so, doesn't want to get put behind early if Shyvana's coming in. So we will see Malzahar kind of tend towards the bottom part of this lane and not allow that engage. We do have Udyr, Linek coming in this bottom lane, not going to be able to get anything there. But, yeah, by keeping this ward down here, Malzahar can tend towards the bottom portion of this lane, not be worried about Shyvana chunking him for any HP, and be able to farm effectively, which is going to be really key early in this game. And we actually have Udyr coming in to steal the blue buff from v8, which, would be pretty nice, but Udyr is actually kind of getting caught. We're going to have a slow, no, I'm not sure, what did Janet get first? Shield, so a little bit of damage, going to back off, and going to be okay there.
Yep. Everyone returning to lane just as per usual. Takashi X did fantastic work as Morgana game 1. We'll see what he can do with Ryze game 2. Shyvana going in. Now the blue 4v8 has been warded by Against All Authority. Wonderful aggressive wards coming down from them as well. But for now, like, AAA is actually, they got the pushing game going down pat. But top lane, Warwick is definitely struggling in these early levels, and will continue to do so until he gets a few more points in his queue.
And this is one of the another issue for Warwick is that he has a very difficult time of pushing the lane. A lot of times you used to see Warwick go with the Wriggles, not because he necessarily needed the lifesteal. It did give him some lane pushing. Since the nerf of Wriggles, he would never do that again. He will be looking for fast Wit's End to have a little bit more control against Vladimir, but even so, he's a single target DPS. And we actually have the stun going off in the Muffin Cutie. He's going to go down quickly. One more attack will be able to do it, and Yellow is able to pick up the kill. So
good job.
Yeah, a nice little advantage in bot lane, and they do have a very aggressive kill lane with the stun from Tarek, and the burst that Graves has.
Yep, see now, this is how you counter aggression with more aggression, like we're about to see here. Tree Eskimo wandering into the Tribush, and Linek is there laying in wait. Quite a bit of damage just from that phase check.
But the concern is Linek is very far behind. You see he's 2 levels behind Shyvana. So these ganks, he's helping his team a little bit, but not that significantly. The flash in from Takashi will potentially be able to get it, but they're actually not going to bother. Go for it. He probably could have done it and gotten the kill there, so I'm a little bit surprised he didn't, but here he has the snare onto Moma, and Moma is being chased by Unstoppable here, throws off the silence, is going to flash over the wall, and this probably will be the flash. There it goes,
there it is.
And then Udyr is coming in, trying to get some damage, and Takashi's very close to going down, is able to pick up Moma with the Ignite. One more attack will be able to do it. The Ignite is able to pick it up, but now Shyvana will probably be able to pick up this kill just too far ahead. The flash away from Udyr actually is going to barely be able to get him to safety.
Almost got that last hit, but yeah, see, this is how you counter aggression, with more aggression. AAA tried being a little bit passive game one, did not work, but now we can see how it's at. We clearly just from the numbers, they have their little bit of a goal lead. They're up 1 kill, and it's working out. The early game is working out for Against All Authority.
Yeah, and it's I mean, if they can get enough of an early game advantage, then they will have a strong enough comp through the mid game where they can just continue to snowball. And they definitely have a lot of snowball potential. We actually have Shyvana coming down to take out Yellow here, going to get a lot of damage underneath this tower with the red buff. Unstoppable is going to take a little bit of damage from the tower, but is going to be able to get out of there.
They know their limits.
We do have the stun onto Takashi. Moma is going to be chasing him down. A little bit of damage from N-rated, but he should be able to get out of there.
It is warded. That bush is worse. They still have vision on him while he's running away, but they're just going to go ahead and decide to play it safe, let him go. They still have the lead. They want to keep it. They don't want to risk anything right now at this point.
Yeah, and actually, N-rated here, a little bit out of position, is going to take a lot of damage from Shyvana and Janna chasing him down with the shield. There's Rise coming in. He's going to be able to get the kill, but the flash from Tarek is going to be able to get him out of there. And so he's going to be safe, but even so, they can't let up those early kills.
See, now we see like everyone's moving around. Like now we're seeing like tactical war in motion. Everyone is traveling in packs. Like everyone knows exactly the paths they want to use to engage and disengage, and we're seeing both teams being very mobile. Like we see all these wards already by the Dragon, trying to prevent the invades, the ganks as much as they can, because AAA, they have this position, they want to keep it, they want to continue being aggressive, because if they fall off, if they get killed a little bit, if they get caught out and killed, V8 now then becomes the aggressors. And dashes away. We got the slow, but Graves is able to dash away just in the nick of time.
Yeah, Shyvana coming down that lane, and that's the thing. They don't really have a good means of keeping them in place, but if that whirlwind hit, maybe he's in a little bit more trouble, but they should generally be pretty safe in that bottom lane.
So until then, AAA is just going to continue with their advantage in bot. Top lane, the farm continues, and Linek, he's coming in with bear stance. Ult goes down on Vlad. He's a bear, he's running. Pool goes down as Trismo should be able to get away from this one, but Linek's going to go ahead and take the tower. Soaz trying to get the damage necessary, but Linek taking the tower a little bit too much. Has to back off, but Moma coming from behind. We can get the gate. We got a little bit of damage. Can the Void do it? The Void can, and the Void will. Meanwhile, bot lane, AAA continues their push in mid. But from behind, from their own jungle, Unstoppable X is coming. Ignites going down on Janna and Yellow. Janna should just be walking around in circles trying to just get that fire off of her after trying to get the last damage needs on Graves. Graves is ducking and weaving in and out of the bush, but can't run any further. Tarek does get away, though.
Yeah, and, Aphromoo doing a good job there, chasing him down with Sivir. Does have the great movement speed passive from Sivir, along with the passive from Janna, so it will be very difficult for Graves to kind of escape if the engage goes against them. And so we saw there, even though they've been very aggressive and successful so far in that bottom lane, it's kind of working against them.
And Tarek actually taking a few hits on himself also in bot. Being stuck up just a little bit too much, but I mean the gold AAA 1K up. It speaks quite a bit of how fantastically aggressive they've been this early game and how well it's working out for them. But like I said, the one bad team fight can swing this into V8's favor.
And here we actually see a lot of what Against All Authority is trying to do is, counter ganking. So we have Udyr and Warwick coming down here, hoping to bait them in onto Moma. We will have the snare from Moma, and then Soaz is going to come in with his ultimate. This should be a kill. Some damage from Udyr. He will flash away, but he will be able to get it. Udyr didn't really need to flash, and now he's underneath the tower. MoMA doing a good job of tanking it for him, though, so they will be able to get out of there.
Fantastic timing on those suppression ults. Malzahar just fantastic. Gets him under tower. Warwick then comes in. Everyone's sharing damage from the tower, and they manage to get off that kill convincingly in mid. MoMA flashing in, not quite necessary. That was a bit of a waste.
It's kind of unfortunate because Linux should have gotten the stun. MoMA going to try and pick up a kill on Shyvana. Not going to happen, and now Sivir is chasing after Linek. He should be able to get out of there, but he, unfortunately actually stunned a creep instead of stunning Shyvana, so the flash in from Malzahar, they would have had the kill there.
Yep.
But even so, it's definitely working out for them so far, this, kind of aggressive single target damage team. We have Muffin Cutie kind of sitting in the middle of the team there. He's going to have to get out.
Will not get spotted.
Yeah.
Wow. What? Linek just walked right past the bush, didn't even bother going through it. They have no idea Muffin Cutie's there.
Yeah, and so now they do have vision of them at Dragon. And, we do have some good zoning from Graves, but Udyr's generally not going to take a lot of damage, and the stun from Tarek, they are going to get out of there. They don't want to have them chase them down because the whole team from V8 would be coming in.
Wonderful ward coverage from AAA. They have the ward over in V8's blue. They know the rest of the team is nearby. They know to back off. Hopefully they know how to back off.
Linek stole the dragon. So now they've got to get out of there. Shyvana is in pursuit, and Graves should be able to get out of there. They will be able to get out, but...
Fantastic steal.
Yeah, that steal is definitely going to help them out as far as gold. I mean, obviously. But a 2K gold advantage already for Against All Authority. And this is exactly what they wanted to try and accomplish with their team. Win the lanes and then, win the early game.
They're definitely doing that right now. And, it's just the double suppress is actually working out very well for them so far. They got that kill on Takashi X earlier on, incredibly convincingly. Probably should have backed off a little bit after that, but still, they have their lead. They're still keeping their lead, and right now, just all the lanes being pushed in, and now it's freeing up MoMA to go around and roam, if he so desires. And right now, actually, cooldowns all going down from N-rated. Everyone is trying to get away, trying to get the last little bit of damage on N-rated. Will the Ignite do it? Yes, it will. Doesn't even need the extra attack. And Yellow trying to move away. Boomerang. Blake, can we see it? Aftermoon is just taking the tower, trying to get that last bit. Will not get it.
Yeah, and the flash from Graves will save him there. We do have the Ignite on Detri Eskimo, and the ultimate from Warwick should potentially be able to get the kill. Just one more attack does it, but Warwick is going to take some damage from Vlad. They are going to chase away Shyvana there, so good job by Linek coming in to help Soaz up top.
And Trieskimo burned everything. Burned the Summer Heal and the Ignite, trying to stay alive, but just could not do it.
But here's the concern. Sivir is doing pretty well in this bottom lane. Will be getting stronger and stronger as the game progresses, and then have this very tanky team, very tanky and high damage team standing in front of her. So the key will be for Against All Authority to continue putting on pressure and start picking up the dragons. They were able to steal the last one, but if they can get control where they can actually, I guess more legitimately take the dragon, then that would definitely be nice.
Until then, we continue the push. Warwick still remaining top lane. Did Warwick even back? No, he didn't even back. He just decided to get all the health he needed from his Q and off of creeps. But he is low on mana, so he probably should be backing soon to recover. Unstoppable, still keeping up the counter, the counter jungling attempts, but wards going down from both teams. I mean, AAA's ward coverage this game is huge right now, and we have a pause going down.
And that's the thing we were saying coming into this game. They need to have good ward coverage, knowing how actually knocking Linek all the way over, by Shyvana. And Linek was exhausted, but able to pick up that kill before going down, which definitely helped him out in this fight. And now Against All Authority is going to steal this blue from Rise, which is really going to hurt him in that mid lane and coming into this mid game.
So yeah, I mean it's. AAA is doing work in these team fights, man.
Team fighting potential as well, but we'll see once the teams start grouping up. But right now, Against All Authority is at a pretty sizable advantage. So if they can continue it, then they could take this game pretty easily.
3K lead. Turret on bot is going to go down, and there's still the fight up top. The farming continues, and I think a Dragon should be coming up, not too in the near future, I believe. So right now, Jana's getting the wards necessary down, getting the proper vision on Dragon. When it does come up, Linek is in that river bush. He has been spotted by V8, so Muffin Cutie is actually going to wisely back off, not go back into the river. She will be trapped if she does. And Unstoppable X top river is actually unwarded by AAA, so this could be bad for Soaz.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see there, he actually didn't even want to gank. I think he was just making sure he could clear out if Udyr was there, and they were planning on getting more kills.
Udyr is here now. Unstoppable X just trying to do their dance, but Tracemo does put the ult down on Soaz just as a defensive maneuver, just to dissuade him from pushing anymore. And Muffin Cutie is now top, looking to assist Ed, but you know what? So is N-Rated, so is Tarek. 3v3 situation here, possibly very soon here in on top lane. But Tarek and Udyr are going to decide to back off. But V8 doesn't quite know until they show up in a lane that river's not warded anymore. And here they are. They're now mid.
The flash suppress.
Wonderful flash. Fantastic stun falling up from Linak. Takashi X should be going down. Wonderful chain stuns from AAA. Takashi X will fall underneath tower. And it looks like Unstoppable X maybe next. The Ignite will finish off. Yes, it will. Along with that dot from Malzahar will be enough to do it.
That's exactly what Against All Authority wants for, V8 to run into these fights kind of one at a time, as opposed to a group. And when you do that, they've all got single target damage. They don't, have to worry about any repercussions and are able to pick up those kills. But, yeah, really impressive play. And I've been kind of surprised. Warwick has fantastic sustain, but that he's been able to harass Vladimir so effectively in top lane. I assumed that Vladimir was actually going to farm a little bit better, and now Against All Authority is going to be able to pick up this dragon.
Yep, they've already stolen the first one. They're going to get the second one. There's such a commanding lead. Not even 20 minutes in yet. It's a 7.5k gold lead. It's pretty damn good. V8 now on the defensive end. They cannot be the aggressors as they've been throughout most of this tournament. They are now on defense. They have no real other choice. They are warded so extensively right now. I mean, like look at all this ward coverage AAA has. Most of everything like around mid, they have all the coverage they need, not only to continue pushing up mid, but to help secure the dragon that they just got.
And this is what we were talking about, that Against All Authority wants to take this early advantage, and that's how they're going to be in this game. I still think that V8 has a, very strong team fight team, a very strong late game team, once they get a couple more of those defensive items and get a little bit tankier. But Against All Authority just really, being incredibly aggressive in this game, able to pick up a number of kills, an 8k gold or 7k gold advantage. Just really impressive. I'm gonna, see. I, might have to eat basically half my words. I'll just say all of them. Eat my words on this one.
We haven't had lunch yet. We're gonna have to carb up after this if we go to game 3. I'm hungry for more of this action. Like I've all across Twitter, chat, Reddit, everyone's been going on about Against All Authority. We kind of being downplayed a little bit, but they are really one of the top teams in Europe right now, and we are seeing them go to work against, they've seen what V8 can do. They faced it first game and they learned, they realize, okay, let's figure this out. What can we do against this aggressive team? And they've got it. They've got their comp down, they've got their strategy down, and they're just putting it into execution here today.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is the changes to Warwick. He's always been able to sustain in lane very easily as that top lane, but I think the passive dot that he has now just makes him able to just deal that much more damage to Vladimir and harass him down some. Makes him a little bit stronger pick now. Obviously since he was buffed, but I mean, maybe see him coming into play. We actually have N-Rated here going to be able to get the stun off. Not going to happen. But they're all kind of roaming around as a team trying to get kills. I would be expecting one of them to pick up an Oracle soon, because when you're this far ahead, you need to get that Oracle's, to continue map control. And we see the defensive wards from V8 preventing them from kind of losing any more members.
Then AAA is just keep their playing point top lane, allowing Warwick to finish off the top tower. Graves actually looks like he's going to be stealing V8's blue in a second too, if not just there for coverage. And AAA continues their bush top, trying to drag out the members of V8 and something they don't want to do. And here he is, Tree Eskimo being caught out in the jungle, being ulted down by Warwick, and will be getting into chase. So many ignites going down Vladimir ult
wow.
will end. Enrage should be falling to that, but Linak goes down as well. V8 is actually winning this engagement here.
Yeah, and there it is kind of what I was expecting
Wow.
more of. When they have their whole team there, yes, Against All Authority is able to take down, one or maybe two members there. They were able to pick up Vladimir, but Vladimir, after they bursted him down really low, it took them a while to finish him off. I think once Graves comes with the team, that'll, be a big difference. It was a 4v5 engage, so they were down a little bit there. But so they'll be able to burst, down someone faster. But even so, you saw the rest of their team was pretty high health. They do have a very tanky team, and I would probably expect Janna to maybe pick up a Zeke's Herald as the game progresses, so that all these tanky champs can kind of sustain a little bit better. A Will of the Ancients would definitely help Vladimir after he gets tanky. He definitely wants to finish the Banshees first, but actually he went for a Quicksilver Sash, which is actually better than Banshees in a number of regards. It doesn't, block the same poke and damage, but just to be able to cleanse the suppression from Warwick and Malzahar, I would expect a couple of more of those to show up on the team as the game progresses.
I mean, you saw him. He did build the Catalyst, and I can't help but feel that he was going towards Banshees, but, it's kind of like, you have a Rise with a Banshees going against a team with a Suppress. It's like, okay, guys, all we got to do is, pop the bubble and we're in there. And it's just like, I don't want to give you that opportunity. Plus, it also, the recovery time on the Banshee shield is just like, he may get in more engagements before that shield comes up. We need the immediate satisfaction of the Quicksilver session right now. Let's stop Alex running into this bush. You got a full 5-on-5 team fight here in mid. Muffin Cutie should be the first one to fall. Takashi X will also go down. Janna ult going down, trying to displace and getting those heals. Everyone's falling. Udyr, Shyvana, Vladimir, now AAA. They have the upper hand. Muffin Cutie will now go down. What is that was
really
just like
play by Against All Authority, and the big thing with that fight was they took out Janna early. Sivir getting some nice damage, taking down Soaz there. But by taking out Janna early, like we said earlier, she's the only one on the team who can stop the suppression for their team. So as long as they take them out, she's not able to allow her team to kind of continue tanking. And Against All Authority was able to clean up that fight. I was a little bit surprised how much AoE damage they have. Aftermood trying to come in here and get some damage. He's actually doing a pretty decent job. He's got to stay away from those disables because he will go down pretty quickly. But an inhibitor for Against All Authority, and now they are in complete control of this game, not just from a gold standpoint, but they don't have to worry as much about engaging fights. They can just roam the map like they want to, pick people off, and V8 has to be in the defensive position here, and you can't farm as V8 anymore, which is the big thing. They can't push to late game because they have to play so defensively now against this really aggressive team from Against All Authority.
Now, we mentioned before, they're being warded so heavily right now, and they may not even be aware of how warded they are. Did Janna actually get in Oracles or no? She did
Janna
not.
did not.
So those wards are going to remain. Against All Authority will remain to have their vision on V8. There's V8 can't make a move without AAA knowing about it. And in order to be in that sort of situation when you're 10k down, it's devastating, absolutely devastating. And all of mid is pushed right through to inhibitor. If they lose another team fight before the inhibitor respawns, AAA can just go in and charge the Nexus and win. They don't even need Baron.
Yeah, but V8 going to be able to grab this dragon here. That'll help them catch up a little bit on gold. They will want to watch out about Against All Authority moving in towards Baron, so we do see the clairvoyance from Janna lets them understand where their position is. So they are going to be able to regroup here for a fight, and they definitely need to keep Janna alive. That's going to be pretty key for these fights.
AAA now clearing out the jungle of V8, ensuring that they cannot get the farm that they need. They could just straight out tank top tower if they really wanted to take it out. They might just do that, taking down the minions first, waiting for the creep wave. The Voidling, very nice positioning from Malzahar to tank those first few hits of the tower. This will go down really quick. Will they continue the push? I think they're actually going to go head over to... They might head over to Baron. They might also be setting up a trap, waiting for V to come back in.
Well, they will be very safe doing Baron. They will do it very quickly, and then no one's going to get low. So it is a pretty safe Baron. A lot of times when you're so far ahead, you kind of don't want to go for these big objectives because it provides your opponent with an engagement opportunity where they can maybe come back into the game. But you do see they are, still all very high. Shyvana coming in, trying to steal it, not going to happen. So Unstoppable is going to go down very quickly.
Desperation move right there, purely.
Yeah. And Against All Authority should finish this game pretty easily.
Yep. Now we have the slow push. AAA has Baron. They're just going to go ahead, push up those minion waves, take out the rest of the inhibitors, and with Baron buff, they're in such a commanding lead now that there's really nothing V8 can do to defend this. They're going to go in onto this top turret. Winek's going to take the first few hits. Minions will come in. This we're getting very close to V8's last stand. Just a few moments. This inhibitor now going to be focused. Triesco ducking in and out, waiting for his opportunity. Takashi X, he's on the outskirts. No ults being used quite yet, but Shirelia's going down. AAA is getting back into position, continuing to push down the waves. Bot turret, bot inhibitor should be our next target. Tree Eskimo is already there, getting ready to do what defense he can. Not going to be all too much, but all of V8 is up.
Yeah, and I think the big thing with Against All Authority's team at this point, as far as team fights is concerned, because they're so strong, Malzahar can just zone them with his AoE, and if they step up into it, then all the rest of them can kind of just jump on them, pick up some kills. This is allowing Yellow to just come in and take these towers very easily, knowing that if they try and engage, then, Against All Authority will be at the advantage.
Yep. So right there, wait for the minion waves. Warwick is doing a nice little dance. Now Triesimo being focused down with the Malzahar ult. Trying to get all the ignites going down, trying to do it. This is the last stand from V8, and it's not going to be doing all too much. And right now, just individual members just being focused down. And then the last push comes in. Muffin Q not going to be able to do all too much. This turret will go down, the inhibitor will go down, and they will push in, and this will be GG Against All Authority, winning Game 2. We're going the distance, as fitting for our grand finals. We are going to be going to game number 3, as it should be. This will be it. Last turret going down, and then the Nexus. Not much Efremo can do about this. And there you have it. We are heading to game number 3, folks. V8 versus AAA. Whoever wins this next game, first seed and fully comped trip. And we're